Good afternoon, everybody. What is going on? I am Jeff, and this is episode 1 of the Winter Project. So right here we have a 2011 Fender Mexican Telecaster in Sunburst. I will say I was originally trying to find an early to mid 90s Tele. I found a couple. They wanted a lot of money, or the reasonably priced ones were just too far away. So I found this one. It was fairly close. I met the guy in the middle. It was like a half hour, 40-minute drive, and I picked it up for a pretty good price at $350. He originally was asking $450. He dropped that down to $400, and then he took my offer of $350. So that was the deal, cash in hand. I paid him for this. Now, I did do two things to this Tele. It did originally come with a mother of pearl pickguard, and it did also come with a hard shell case. Now, the two things I did to this guitar was I swapped out the mother of pearl pickguard for a mint green pickguard, and I also put on Dunlop dual lop strap locks. And the reason I did that was because when I got it, this neck pickup was sunk down into the pickguard. Now, to adjust that, you just tighten these two screws and it will raise or lower this pickup. But there are two pieces of surgical tubing that act as a spacer, kind of like a spring, if you will, that help to keep the pickup height from being closer to the strings. And neither of those screws or spacers were actually attached. So the pickup was actually just sitting inside the pickguard, and I had to remove the pickguard to fix the pickup. One of the two pieces of tubing was actually just rolling around inside the pickup cavity, so I had to remove it, and I don't like mother of pearl at all. So I happen to have a Fender Parts mint green pickguard in my parts box that was actually from this project from about 20 years ago that I didn't use because I put a P90 in the neck of this instead. And while I already had tools out and a screwdriver in my hand, I went and looked, and I actually did have one set of Dunlop dual lock strap locks left. So I put those on, and now I can actually just use basically all of my straps. All of my guitars have Dunlop strap locks on, because then I can just grab a guitar, and no matter what strap I already have on my body or laying around, I can grab and fit. But both of these will come off, because this is in fact going to be my winter project. I will probably start it sooner rather than later, just because I'm itching to get going with it. Now, this thing, it doesn't have any issues that are not fixable, but I will say the action is quite high. They kind of just leveled the bridge. All of the saddles are leveled, both height and in a line, so the intonation is out, not terrible, but it's out enough, so it needs to be set up. The frets don't feel bad, but I'll probably sand them down a little bit and polish them up as well, but that'll all be afterwards, because I'm going to strip this guitar. Now, I did go back and forth for quite a while to decide on what I was going to do. Originally, I was going to just do a Strat. I figured it's easy, I could do whatever I want. I was basically going to get a heat gun, rip the paint off it. I wanted an early to mid 90s Strat. I was going to take the paint off it, strip it all down, and do a shell pink Strat, and probably just put some pickups in it and just kind of monkey around with it and use it as just something to do. And then I realized, I've done a lot of Strats over the years, and I wanted to do something different. So I was going back and forth. I kind of want to do an offset. I wanted to do a Jaguar, or a Jazzmaster, I'm sorry. I actually owned a, back in the early 2000s, I had a 62 reissue American Jaguar. And while it was a great guitar, I realized Jazzmasters were more my speed, so I actually sold that to buy a Martin D28. Never did buy that Jazzmaster. Oh, I'm sorry, I did. I did buy a Squier J. Mascis Jazzmaster once. I went into a music store to ask them if they had any boxes, because I sold a Strat, and he's like, yeah, sure, no problem. And then while he was rooting on a box, I saw that there was a J. Mascis. I played it, and then I came home with a box and a J. Mascis Jazzmaster. But I wasn't really playing at the time, and then I saw a guy posting, sold it. Kind of wish I didn't, because they're actually kind of pricey these days. I think I paid like $300 for that. It was like right when they first came out. Anyway, I digress. I was looking for like a Jazzmaster, and then I realized I don't know enough about the bridges and the trems in those. And while I was totally ready to learn, I realized I've been playing my Tele a lot. So why don't I do a Tele project? I actually really love my Tele. I've been playing that quite a bit. It's just been my grab and go as I've been noodling around and playing some of the different scales and things. So I was like, I'll just do a Tele. And going back and forth, what should I do with my Tele? And I kept seeing, for some reason, I don't know why it kept popping up, but I kept seeing the Fender Tele, Joe Strummer Tele, that he had a Sunburst Tele that he basically just spray painted black and it wore off, and you can see down to the wood and you could see the actual sunburst underneath, and I was like, that looks really cool, except I don't want to go black. I still want to do shell pink. So my plans with this is I'm going to sand down the poly finish because this is crazy slippery and shiny, and once you're playing it right now, I don't know if you can tell, I'm sweating my ass off because it's really hot up here. I'm playing this, my forearm sticks to it real bad. It does become uncomfortable quite quickly. Yes, this is a standard Mexican Tele, so there are no body contours, no comfort contours to this. So, you know, you have the edge that you're leaning your forearm over, but because it's so hot, I'm sticky, I'm sweaty, I'm sticking to this really, really badly. So this poly finish, it has to come down so I can overspray it, and it has to come down because it's just uncomfortable to play. I'm sticking to it. So I'm going to take down the poly finish. I am not going to relic this guitar, but I'm going to take down the poly finish. I'm not going to primer it. I'm going to get some nitro shell pink, and I'm going to spray it. And what I'm going to do is play the hell out of it until hopefully I wear some of that pink away. Now, this is probably going to take years of play. It is nitro, so it will wear quicker, but I plan on not clear coating the shell pink. I'm going to play it until I get it to an amount of wear that I like, and then I'm going to clear coat the whole thing, probably in a nitro clear coat. Probably satin finish. I'm not big on the very high shine, so that's going to be the start of this project. I did get I ran to Harbor Freight and I just bought a small orbital sander today because I don't know what happened to my little orbital sander. I have two bigger ones, but I don't have a little orbital sander, so they have one on sale for like 20 bucks. I mean, if it works for 2 or 3 projects, it's 100% worth the price point. So I bought that, some sandpaper, and we're going to disassemble this thing in the next week or two and probably get to it. There's a few different upgrades I'm going to do to it. I'm going to put a different control plate on it. I'm going to get the one from StewMac that has an angled pickup selector, so it's a little easier to put a pickup selector on. And I also have chicken head knobs on this Tele. I have these white chicken head knobs on here, and I really like these chicken head knobs. They were kind of just a thing. I think this had like ridiculous skulls or something on it when I bought it. This was used. This is like a 2006 maybe. Yeah, it's a 2006 Mexican Tele. This started out as, I believe they called it midnight blue, but it's kind of like a purple color. Pretty hideous. I did not like it at all. But it started out as a midnight blue or midnight navy, whatever. Not a fan. Took it down to this, and I had a Bigsby on it. So when I was having the Bigsby installed, because I was not about to do that, he happened to have some chicken head knobs laying around, and he's like, "Do you want me to put these on there? Because these skull knobs are pretty hideous." So I was like, "Yeah, you know what? Let's do that." So I like the way these chicken head knobs look. So I'm thinking I might get those for the Sunburst, soon-to-be shell pink Tele as well. And I'm going to do the new control plate for the angled pickup selector, and I'm going to put different pickups in it. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in it yet. I got Lindy Fralins in here. I really like them, so I might get another set of Lindy Fralins, but I'll do a standard Tele set. But that's still up in the air. So if you have suggestions on some good Tele pickups that I can get maybe a little bit hotter sound, but still get maybe some Tele twang out of that neck pickup, lay it on me. I'm open to suggestions. I'm not married to anything yet besides the fact that it is going to be an oversprayed shell pink over the Sunburst. So there's the plans. So episode 1 is me telling you the plans. The rest of this is going to be the disaster that follows. I have not done this in a long time, and the last one I did, I actually bought a Les Paul, I forget what they're called. They're like worn Les Paul specials, I think they were. They were flat top, dual humbucker Les Pauls that had like a worn finish, and the kid quote unquote reliced it and made it look awful. So I basically stripped that down and and stained that like a dark mahogany, because the wood underneath was actually, it was some really nice wood. So I stained that a dark mahogany, and it looked really, really good. And I actually traded that up to I had a Flying V and I had a vintage American standard Strat. I don't remember which one was the final, but I started with that flat, or that flat top. I think it was the Warren Les Paul Special, and I traded up to, I had the V in the American Strat. I traded one for the other, and then ultimately ended up selling them because I wasn't playing a lot. Wish I still had the V. The V was really fun. Anyway, I digress. There are the plans for the winter project for the Sunburst Tele. Let's see how it works out. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button. If you want to see any more episodes in the winter project series. I'm laughing because it's like 90 degrees outside right now, and I'm sweating to death calling this a winter project. Anyway, if you like this video, don't forget to smash that like button. If you didn't like it, don't be discouraged to hit that dislike button, but in fact, hit it 2 times just to make sure. Good night.